We're not playing games.
Yeah, the
This is a
$1,500
good
helps a lot
deal.
because you still have taxes and different things like that too.
And I was like,
So
and
you're
this
not
is a good
financing
deal. You're going to waive my $500 and you're not going to try and talk me into paying you anymore. And I was like, or I'm going to walk and you could sell it to the next person. And they're going to do the exact same thing that I'm doing because I found the exact same car, but it was blue on Kelley Blue Book for $21,000.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I'm going to go get that car instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, it's good we got what you wanted.
Yeah.
I'll intro us out. Welcome to the Entertainment Panel. I am your host, Will. This is the show where we cover entertainment news, movies, TV, some food shit, gaming, all that. You'll find that here. And also whatever else quirky we can find. Outside of that, how you guys been?
Good.
Who we got with us today?
Joey Donuts.
Just Joey?
Oh, Ariel Reeves. You can find me on TikTok and
my
YouTube.
brain is turned off right about now, bro.
Also, Men Confuse Me on TikTok as well. You can find me there. It's my new app.
Men confuse me.
Yeah. And I just shit talk men. No offense.
Man,
Tight.
confused me on TikTok.
That's funny.
No, but like we love men, but yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious. We'll get right into entertainment news. Does somebody want to cover Val Kilmer?
I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, I feel old. Shit.
65 died of pneumonia.
Yeah. You know, at first he had cancer. It was with his throat, and they did something where he was able to start talking again. He did a documentary about 2, maybe 3 years ago, discussing his battle with cancer and everything. But for me, one of our great actors of my time. I mean, the first time I remember seeing him, I was a kid, and that's Real Genius. That's a good movie.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, oh man, you need to check it out. He plays a college student up in there, and they got like they're scientists and everything else. It was made in the 80s. And then next movie I seen him in, one of my great movies of all time, Top Gun, Iceman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you don't remember Val Kilmer for Iceman, you know, it's crazy because I was reading all the comments that came through on Facebook, and all the kids came, oh man, another Batman passed. I was like, what? I was like, okay, that's cool and all, man.
That was what, the 90s he was Batman?
Yeah, but I was like, he was Iceman before that. He's like, who was Iceman? I was like, oh gosh. Maverick, Top Gun, and they was like, oh, never seen it. I was like, how the heck you gonna watch Maverick, but you never seen Top Gun? Top Gun is before Maverick. You gotta watch it to understand exactly what Maverick is all about and everything else.
I've never seen it either.
Oh man, come on, man. I was in California at the time when that movie came out. It was like what? I was getting ready to turn 9 years old, bro. Like that was like the coolest movie I've ever seen. Ever. The soundtrack is awesome.
What did Val Kilmer die with? Just old
Pneumonia.
age? Pneumonia?
Yeah.
Old age, 65.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not that old.
Yeah, pneumonia got him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the doctor when you're sick. Hot take.
Yeah, no,
real.
true. Go
There's
to
a
the
lot of
doctor.
people who
Yeah.
stay home because they're like, oh, it's just the flu. Oh, it's not that bad. If you're feeling sick and you need medicine, you need to go to the doctor.
I
Take
agree.
all these people passing away. Like, let's take away COVID, for example, right? Just in general, pneumonia has always been a leading cause of death. If you have it, go get it treated.
Yeah.
Stop staying at home when you know you're sick.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that because right now you got what's that? They talking about the measles.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't heard of the measles since I was a damn kid. That's crazy.
There was this flu that went around this year. I caught it, but it was like one where
The
you
norovirus?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
caught that.
caught it, and then you just randomly get ill and start throwing up everywhere.
No, I didn't. Man, I wasn't throwing up.
I was
had
at work.
diarrhea real bad.
Yep. Diarrhea.
I was fine all day, and then I got to work, and as I was walking through the door, I just started throwing up. I didn't know.
Oh my God.
It was awful.
it's
I was
crazy.
so embarrassed, and I didn't know where it came from. I couldn't even drive home. It was so bad.
I think I had diarrhea and I was like very, very fatigued.
Yeah.
I think I slept like 3 days. Just I didn't want to do nothing. I just went to sleep. I had my fluids and everything else, but I slept. But yeah, I mean that's what Val died from. You know what I'm saying? But you know, RIP. Val Kilmer, man. You know what I'm saying? You brought a lot of great movies. Let's see here, Batman, Top Gun. He was in Maverick, Real Genius.
Heat,
Heat. Oh yeah, definitely.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
So I've actually seen none of those movies.
What? Oh man.
I'm looking through his IMDb right now. The only movie that I've seen where he was like, a leading role in the movie, because he's in a lot of other movies as side characters, was Willow.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's the only one.
Man Mardigan. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, like
Now's a good time to start. Honor him,
yeah.
I mean, I do want to see that. I have no reason to not see the Top Gun movies.
Oh,
I
you
just-
got.
It's not like it's not something I would enjoy. I
mean,
know I
them
would
are-
like it. I've just
Them are
never
some
seen
of the
them.
most coolest.
Or Heat.
man.
Heat
Yeah.
sounds good.
I mean, that's what you would see, because if you know the reference to that, and someone says, you can always be my wingman, and then someone said, bullshit, you could be my wingman. That's what they talking about. Top Gun, Maverick, and Iceman. They were like,
And Goose, right? Wasn't Goose?
and Goose, and they were rivals. And then you had Sundance, and then you had Hollywood, and it's so many cool ass characters in there. And that just made me at one point in time as a kid, I was like, you know what?
I could be a
I
fighter
think I'm gonna go to
pilot.
fucking Air Force and be a fighter pilot. You know what I'm saying? Come with a cool ass name, But
What's my fighter
I
pilot
didn't realize
nickname
he
gonna
was in.
be?
I didn't realize he was in Planes. That's crazy.
yeah, he was in Planes. Yeah, like it was a real good actor, man. And it's sad to see another legend go, but I mean,
Another good one is Real Genius. That's a great one too.
yeah,
That was the same.
Yeah.
You said that was the
Yeah.
first one he saw.
Yeah.
that's awesome movie. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, rest in peace, Val, man.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for all the lives you touched, this life you touched over the years, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. And he was also one of the great Batmans too. Because the Batman he did was not shit. It was good. It was good Batman,
Did he just do one Batman movie?
he only did one. He won like George Clooney. Should have never played Batman ever.
Oh, I forgot George Clooney.
That was my favorite one.
The George Clooney.
Are
one?
you serious?
That's my favorite one.
What?
Yeah, it was just like that was the one when I was growing up. So that was the one I watched the most.
With like the Poison Ivy
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was it a Bane and
Oh, is that the one with Arnold in it where he
Yeah.
played? Oh, okay, yeah. That was when I was growing up. That was the one I remember.
he played Dr. Freeze, and it was so horrible, man. I'm like,
Yeah, Dr. Freeze.
Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
So,
Another news. They announced Spider-Man 4. What's the name of Spider-Man 4?
This one is called A Brand New Day.
Yeah.
That with Tom
It's
Holland.
Tom
right?
Holland.
Right.
So Tom Holland's coming back as
Yeah.
Spider-Man. So they
Zendaya.
so they're actually doing another Spider-Man 4. This is going to be crazy. So I'm curious to see how this was going to be, because we know in the last Spider-Man with Doctor Strange, he just reset everything.
Yeah.
So they don't even know who the hell he is.
Yeah. It's gonna be about them finding love again. I'm a Tom Holland and the Zendaya shipper so hard.
wow.
They're so cute together.
So you think this one is about them finding love again?
Yeah. I was excited to see that they were doing a Spider-Man 4, but I don't know if you guys saw the interview where Zendaya said that once she gets pregnant and is going to have a baby, her and Tom Holland are both taking a step back
Yeah.
from movies, and they're
That's
not going to
reasonable.
do anything for a long time.
That's not asking for too much.
No, and
Yeah.
I was saying,
you don't hear it a lot, but
Right.
right. So I'm wondering if Spider-Man 4 is going to be the last one, because you know that they're engaged right now.
Oh, so they
because if you do it right, then you can do the movie right to where you can send him off, and the next time we see him, he's in his 40s.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, because
I'm sure they're aware of that too.
you know what?
Yeah.
I think this will be the last Spider-Man 4 with him, because I know they supposed to pivot and go to Spider-Man Miles Morales. So, because that's that whole multiverse thing. Because in the other one, there's a black Spider-Man, and then you got this Spider-Man. So,
I'd like to see a collab with that.
yeah, I think they supposed to start.
Yeah, they're casting for Miles Morales right now.
Yeah.
That's
What I also thought
We
was
get
pretty
Donald
cool.
Glover.
Nah, he's way too old, and he's built funny.
No, but that was like the thing 10,
I remember
15
that.
years ago was that
Yeah.
he was going to play.
I think I'd like to see Jordan Fisher in that role. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
No, don't know who that is.
Google him. real quick.
He's pretty-
the black kid from Stranger Things would be pretty decent. Too.
Yeah.
So Miles Morales is half black, half Hispanic.
Hispanic, right?
So I mean, they could kind of go with an actor of either.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying maybe like.
Oh yeah,
Jordan
this
Fisher.
kid looks like he's
Yeah.
yeah.
Another thing I thought was cool about it was that when they before they announced it, they were using like a fan made graphic for it, which I thought was cool. Yeah, I like it when people acknowledge all the fan made stuff. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Half of it, my wife would be like, oh, they got a brand new trailer out. I was like, babe, that's fan made.
Oh yeah, those people are good.
Yeah.
Those fans make some good ass shit.
And it was like, but if you don't know the movie, you would think it is. But if you know it, you'd be like, oh, that clip.
You can tell the scene was from something else.
Yeah, exactly. So
Like I seen one of those, but with Dora before, and it was that was before Dora the movie came out.
Yeah.
But it was like teenage Dora, and she was like, "Do you see the explosion?" And it was just
Oh, Jesus.
fine. It was so good.
But like, imagine when AI becomes like so much better in next 3 to 5 years. People are gonna be coming up with AI trailers like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just in 5 seconds, they'll be like, "Make me a new Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
Make me a new spot. Put these actors in it." And it'll
because
just,
they're
boom.
saying they're supposed to be working on the next installment of Star Wars. I know they're supposed to do another Han Solo.
Really?
Yeah, and then they're supposed to do I think Jedi New World Order, like bringing the Jedis back.
Yeah.
I
It's
have
supposed to be
never
like a
seen any of the Star Wars.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah,
Well, you got about 14 movies to catch up.
I caught the ending of the one. I think it's the first one actually. The ending where they are pulling him out of the lava. I seen that, and I was like, "What
That's
is?"
the third one.
I was like, "What is going on?" And they were like, "You gotta watch it." And
That's
I was
episode
like,
3.
Yeah, that's episode 3. Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
You
got a little ways to go.
you just need to watch them. And I mean, for me, like it started off when I was a kid. First one I seen was Star Wars, A New Hope.
Yep.
Then it went from there, Empire Strikes Back, then to
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. And for so many years, it just kept going on. Then like my early 20s, they're coming out with some new Star Wars. I'm like, what you mean? Like Star Wars is done. It's like, no, they're turning to be the beginning
Prequels, yeah.
of Darth Vader. I was like, oh, I'm in. I was like, I'm sold. You ain't gotta do nothing. And yeah, it's just good. Man, you look a little different.
I know. Side note, I like the haircut.
Yeah.
The beard cut.
The beard cut.
Cleaned it all up, got rid of the stash, a little spring cleaning, you know what I'm saying?
I'm pro everyone get rid of their stashes. Okay,
Oh, no.
I trim.
that's my hot take.
That was a hard decision. I made a little video and everything about it, you know? And when I got to the stash, I was like, man, it's got to go. So I did that whole shave the one side off, so I had to dedicate to it. But yeah,
I
it
feel
feels
like
good.
with the good goatee, that's a good move.
It's
Maybe-
freeing. It's
yeah.
freeing.
It's freeing.
It is.
Less-
I gotta
less
keep
food you gotta
I'm sorry,
clean out of
bro.
it?
I gotta keep my mustache. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what? Somebody actually recommended that online on YouTube on my channel. They commented. They said you should try the pencil line on top, and I was like, maybe we'll try that over the summer.
Yeah, it depends on like how you do it, and you gotta make sure that you like to the T with it, because one little clip you're gonna be like, you know what?
Nope, it's gone. Yep, that I know. You got to be so finesse with it. So finesse.
Like I be sitting here taking my sweet little time, like you don't mess it up. And then I use a straight razor for the line is right here. So
Yeah, I can't use a razor.
Really?
I don't know.
I was
Break
telling
out.
them that
That's what I
I think
use. I
Jordan
use straight
Fisher
razors.
would be a good cast for Miles.
Who would-
Do you know who Jordan Fisher is?
Who?
Do you know who Jordan Fisher is?
You got to remind me. Give me something.
I'll show you a
Give me
picture.
something
I didn't know who he
real quick.
was either. But he does look like he would be able to play Miles Morales. He looks like he's kind of mixed, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What does he play?
And he's
in?
very
Yeah,
fit,
for
very
sure.
talented. He's in a lot. He was more of like a younger actor, and he's getting into more adult roles now.
Okay.
He was all-
He looks like a Disney kid.
He was a Disney kid.
Oh, okay, there you go.
You
But
have to
he's-
take advantage of that for Spider-Man because
Yeah.
he's a younger type, you know.
Yeah, and he's
Right.
he's
The actor-
moving into adulting.
Do you know how old the actor is?
24.
30.
Dang.
30.
He's about to be 31.
You might want to get somebody just
Around
slightly a
there.
little bit younger side. I mean, that's just like have any of you guys ever seen a movie on Netflix? Gosh, I think it's called something Ridge. It's with
Hacksaw Ridge?
no. This one is with a black guy in it, and he's supposed to be playing the new Green Lantern. Yeah.
I've seen who it is, but I just can't. I can't remember the face.
Yeah, I gotta look it up. Oh man, yeah, but he's supposed to be playing the new Green
We
Lantern.
need a new Green Lantern. We need redemption.
Oh,
on
this
that.
dude right here. When you see him, you can be
We
like,
need redemption on that.
like easily, the new Green Lantern. That's like
Cool.
because he's playing the Black Green Lantern, and then it's somebody else supposed to be.
That was the
playing.
Justice League Green Lantern.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. No?
Question: Is it time to check on Justin Bieber?
Oh wow.
I have a hot take on that.
What's going on with Justin Bieber?
Yeah, what's going on with the
Ariel,
Biebs?
fill us in. Give us your hot take.
Okay, this is what I mean by checking on Justin Bieber. Selena annihilated him in her new album.
Did she really?
Yeah, no, like she said something about him without saying something about him. You know how her and all the drama going down between him and his wife and her,
Yeah,
and he stays silent and let all the hate come towards her, but then Selena's like, oh guys, back off, it's not nice to be mean, and then she turns around and is rude to Selena in return, and so he's stayed quiet and hasn't defended her or anything, and she's with Benny Blanco, they're engaged now, right? And she released a whole new album about their relationship together, but also how glad she is to find someone who understands her finally and gets her and just digs into him, right? Well, he heard the songs
Terrible.
and he responded. He responded to it. And I
How did he respond? Like in a song? Like
no,
did he make
just
it-
like in general, like I think he made like a post about it or something. And also him and Haley, like now he's going out with Haley a bunch now, and everyone's like Justin Bieber is looking really depressed, like he's really upset, like all these other things, and so we're like, should we check on him? He's not looking too hot now after this dropped. So that's my hot take on checking on Justin Bieber, but I think there's another approach to that. I don't know if you want to get into it.
No, go, keep going.
do.
No, I just think that a lot of people think that, well, there has been rumors that Justin married Haley to stay a U.S. citizen
Oh wow.
because his visa was about to expire.
Is Selena
His
Gomez
wor-
a citizen?
Yeah, she's a citizen, but she and him had only been dating for so long and they had just broken up. And his visa was about to expire. And all of a sudden, next thing we know, him and Haley have been madly in love and they got married and now they have kids now.
I'm officially like afraid of Haley.
She is a bitch. She's a mean girl. Genuinely, she is a mean girl.
I'm officially afraid of her.
I don't know nothing about
Haley,
this.
who
That's
what's her
crazy.
last name?
Haley Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's daughter.
He dating her.
They're married.
They're married and they have
Is
kids.
it Alec or Stephen Baldwin's?
I
It's
pray
not.
for
I don't
that.
think it's Baldwin.
I pray for that young man.
Haley.
The line
That's just a
continues.
weird family overall.
She's just Haley Bieber now.
The bloodline continues.
The Baldwin family is just a weird family overall.
Yeah, and I
Her dad is
just
Stephen Baldwin, so Alex her uncle.
yes.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, she's just a bitch. No offense, but she
No
is. She's a
offense, but
mean girl.
offense.
She's a mean girl, and I don't know if you've seen this, but her and some of the Kardashians, they like snicker and gossip all the time whenever there's news reporters about or something happens to Selena. She likes hate posts about Selena on Instagram in response to
that.
them, and she's like fire emoji, and like she is such a mean girl, and it's just so disappointing to see because pretty girls are always ugly on the inside, and it sucks when it comes to Hollywood.
She said it, not me.
When it comes to Hollywood, I said pretty. Notice how I didn't say stunning or smoking hot. I said pretty. I said pretty girls who hang out with only pretty girls are usually ugly on the inside. And Selena, she's pretty, but she's also stunning, and she also does so much for the community and for people, and she's so grateful for everything versus some of the other actors and actresses. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, Team Selena, Team Haley, but for sure, Selena is just a way nicer person who does so much more for people.
Seems that way.
So
Yeah. Well, the Beatles have a new documentary that's coming out, a new film about them that's coming out. Let's see, Beatles.
that's exciting.
Yeah, gummies.
The Beatles,
Albanese baby.
Wait.
Are those the deformed ones?
No, they're not. They are not deformed, sir. They're from Ollie's.
They are correctly formed.
They're correctly formed.
In college, I'm still friends with them, but one of our buddies in college used to work at Albany's. So when he'd work there over the summer. So during the school year, his boss would just send him boxes of like deformed candies because they sell them for cheaper at Albany's.
Yeah,
like if you go to Albany's, you
they
can
have
get
the deformed, like the misshapen or the miscolored or
the bears with like 7 legs or
The
3 eyes.
mishaps.
Yeah. So they would send a box of those to college. So we'd go over to his place and he would always have tons of Albany's candies, like milk chocolates that had like 2 formed together or whatever the hell. They're great.
I don't know if you know. There's some hood stuff right here. Some crybabies.
Oh, dude.
I like sour
Y'all
juice.
ready to have some lockjaw?
Yeah, I
Lockjaw.
call, I call
I
lemon.
love sour stuff.
No, I was gonna say, did you guys see who they decided to cast for John Lennon?
No.
Yeah.
They doing a John Lennon movie?
Harris Dickinson.
Well, Beatles stock.
They're doing 4 different movies.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so it's going to be
for each Beatle.
one for
They're
each
doing
Beatle.
a Beetleverse?
Yeah, there's going to be one for each Beatle.
Into the Beetleverse?
and they're all going to be in each other's movies, and the movies are going to come out in 2028.
That's crazy. That's
Wow.
awesome.
That sounds like
Wait,
a
they're
time.
all coming out the same year?
Mhm.
That seems like a mistake.
They're going to
Wouldn't
come
you
out at
wanna-
the same time.
I say, why didn't you
At the
just-
same time?
That's,
Wait,
that
like
seems even worse.
separate movies?
No, that sounds awesome.
Or all 4 movies together
sounds
in
like a
one
great
movie?
All 4 together.
How many
Oh, so
people are you
it's all
going
for-
to commit to spending? Let's say,
Dude, the Beatles? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
but
Everybody will buy 4 tickets. Like, they will watch
4
all 4
tickets
movies
4
in one
times?
day.
Yes. Yes.
You don't think they won't?
Yes.
it's, the
them.
it's the Beatles,
Test,
man.
Go ahead. Test it.
Here's my thing. You
Yeah.
get
I think
all
you
those,
space them out a few months, you get people to go.
You get all of those at the drive-in. That's some money.
Oh,
Okay.
you
Dude,
can
I
get them
love
at
the
the
drive-in.
drive-in.
Yeah,
right.
that's some money.
And you
I
can
love
hit them
the
up with the
drive-in.
weekend too. Like do the Friday night twofer, then the Saturday night twofer. Man, you can hit them all up.
Shout
one
out
weekend.
49er Driving in Valpo. That's my spot.
See,
Yeah.
see,
I
look
go
at
there 2 or 3 times this summer.
you. Just figured out how to make it happen. You were just questioning me.
Okay, we don't know when it's going to release. What if it released in August? Or sorry, that's the
I was
summer.
gonna say,
I'm
what?
sorry. I don't know my months. What if they release in November?
They're not gonna make a silly move like that.
No.
No.
This the dude that's supposed to play the new Green Lantern.
He looked kind of like Will Smith.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So Harris Dickinson is the one that's going to be playing
Hmm.
John Lennon. Here's a picture of him.
Does he look like John Lennon?
Oh, he's a British actor.
Yeah.
Also, Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney, Joseph Quinn as George Harrison, and Barry Cogan as Ringo Starr.
Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So
He
do
played
they,
Eddie.
Do they even look anything
He's
like
hot.
the characters? Because,
Yeah, if you
Eddie
dress it
from
up,
Stranger Things?
yeah, they do.
I don't know.
I mean, because to do a movie, you have to be able to. One, they want somebody preferably that can sing a little bit. If
Right.
not, you got to be a fucking hell of a lip singer, and on top of that, you got to be able to pull that look off. I mean, let's think about what's it?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
Because I love that
man,
movie.
hey,
Rami Malek did great.
did excellent.
He had the teeth implants and
Yes,
everything.
and then they did some little prosthetic with his nose right here,
Yeah.
just right here in the middle. Looked just like him. Looked just
He
like
did
Freddie
awesome.
Mercury, and I was looking like, hey, perfect. You know what I'm saying?
even like I went back and watched like the real life footage. Like somebody spliced the videos together, the real life footage and the movie footage, and he nailed everything.
Right.
Like it looked
That's-
just like it.
That's just like I think the gentleman that did the Bob Marley movie. He looked somewhat like Bob Marley.
Wasn't it Ziggy Marley?
No, it was
How about
Wasn't
the-
his son that did it?
How about the
I
Elvis
didn't see the
Presley
movie,
movie?
that guy
He
right
was
there.
good too. I didn't think
Yes.
he would be able to pull
Man.
it off.
He
When I
killed
say
it.
he
Austin
looked
Butler?
just like Elvis, like at that moment, at that time, and I'm looking like, dude,
Yeah.
you good.
I
Did
didn't
you
think
hear
he'd
though
pull
that
that
he
off.
went through a really big depression after that movie?
Austin
Like,
Butler?
yeah, he checked himself into a mental health hospital after filming that movie.
Living
It,
like the king.
wrecked him. Yeah,
He flew too close to the sun.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like most of those people that do movies like that, they got to check into something. Like somebody that's a really good method actor is Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, he gets like into the character. When he played Bill the Butcher on
Gangs of New York?
Gangs of New York, he literally would be walking around set, and they'd be like, they would have to call him that because he was that deep into the
Yeah,
character.
he's a method actor. He doesn't break character.
And I'm like, yeah, see, bro, I couldn't probably be acting with you, man, because you know what I'm saying? You creeping me out. They said cut. Like no.
Knock it off.
But I think they got overall the casting right for this Beatles doc for all 4 movies, and I think what they're doing is actually going to be really interesting.
So they got to be doing it to the point where it's
they're
like,
filming all 4 at the same time.
It's 4 movies, but it's gonna look like one.
Did you guys?
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to be different styles or.
Sorry, I don't mean to derail from the Beatles, but did you guys know that there's talk? You know how there's a Jeffrey Dahmer documentary?
Yeah.
They're gonna drop. They're talking about doing a season 2 of that, but with the Menendez brothers, and a season 3 of Ed Gein, and season 4 is supposed to be.
Oh, you talking about Ed again?
Yeah.
But the Menendez brothers already have a.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like a reenactment. Like they're gonna be. Like, you know how the Jeffrey Dahmer show, they hired an actor to play it out? Mm-hmm. They're going to do that, but with the case of the brothers. And there's talk.
Are going to have the same guys do it?
Not the same guys.
That's crazy.
I don't know, but there's just talk
because they're all still in Netflix, right? That was a Netflix show.
Yeah, it was called Monster or something.
Yeah, something like that. Close
That's
to it.
interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, there's talk of that. And then the other one was season 3 talk is also considered to be, where was it?
Wow.
It was
That stuff.
That's
too crazy
Ed
for me.
Gein. I don't know who that is.
Ed
though.
again.
Or Ed Gein, yeah.
Ed Gein Jr. Mm-hmm. Based out of Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
That's who they based the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre off.
We good on the cameras?
From Wheatfield, Illinois. The
Yeah.
Ed Gein or Ed Gein, whatever his name is. Yeah. So yeah, the Netflix show is called Monsters, the Lila and Eric Menendez story. That was the one that came out last year with the actors playing them. Mm-hmm. Season 1, I guess you want to call it, was the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Yeah.
And that was the one where it was played by Evan Peters.
He is a good method actor. Yeah. He is so talented.
That's like what's the one movie that what's my dude name? Zac Efron made?
Oh yeah.
17 again or something.
No. Didn't he play Dahmer?
No, he played a
Oh,
serial
he
killer.
played the
Ted Bundy.
yes.
Yeah.
He played Ted Bundy. So so what you're talking about is season 3 called Monster, the original Monster. It's the 3rd season of that series, and it's going to be Ed Gein or whatever, played by Charlie Hunnam, who is from Pacific Rim, Crimson Peak.
So we were talking about the same thing.
Oh, I got
Lost City of
I didn't know it was called Monsters.
Z.
Yeah.
Cool.
But anyway,
Bet. Well, speaking of people dying, Luigi.
he's
That
not
guy.
dead.
He's not dead yet. They want to give him the death penalty.
Yeah.
I figured we just have we heard anything else as far as like a defense for him at all?
No, I haven't really heard anything.
Like, is he saying that he didn't do it or?
You mean is he pleading innocent?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I haven't heard
Does he
anything.
kind of have to?
I know it's a lady that just came out and wrote a book about something about the death penalty, saying that why do you have all these inmates that
Not guilty is what he put.
after a year or 2 years of being on death row, they're literally asking, you know what? I'm already on death row. Just get it over with. Be said and done. And she wrote a book on it that you got like some of them been in jail on death row for 20 years. Why aren't these people just being executed? And they're literally asking for it. You just wasting their time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
And resources.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Keeping them alive. Keeping
Yeah.
them, yeah.
I think that going for the death penalty on this guy, if it had just been a normal guy attacking another guy, they would go in jail for maybe 10, 20 years. But because they made a spectacle of it, they want to set an example with him that we're not allowed to feel what we feel when it comes to healthcare and whatever. We can't act on what we want. It's another way of suppressing us, which obviously murder isn't okay. But the fact that they're doing the death penalty as a statement is frustrating when, like you said, there's been so many people on death row and they're probably going to speed his up, right? Just to make an example.
Yeah.
And it's messed up.
So if you're trying to speed his up, the gentleman that a few years back that shot the church up in South Carolina, why he ain't getting the same?
Exactly. Because he wasn't questioning free speech. You know, he wasn't questioning.
Yeah, it's just because of how high profile it is. That's why they want to, like you said, they just want to make an example out of him. If it wasn't a CEO he killed, he wouldn't be getting the death penalty.
Yeah. But he brings up a good point. Why not set an example about mass murder?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Why is this more important than the millions of kids who have been killed in school shootings? Why is this more important than that? One person died, and because he was an old, middle-aged man who worked for the United Healthcare System, this guy who murdered him is more of a threat than the guy who mass murdered children. Let's talk about that.
I mean, could you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, could you just imagine knowing that someone maybe killed one of your relatives, your loved ones, and sometimes they do have people there watching that person? I'll be like, you know what? No, I pass. I don't even want to see it. Look, no. But then I couldn't even be the person that is in the courtroom when they're and sending it out. Because I know I'll flip out. I'll be like, you know what, man? Y'all, hey, you know what? You might as well handcuff me right now. You finna give me free range to jump over this damn podium. Right. And whoop his ass.
You ever heard words on sight?
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then it might even be like, you know what? Hey, why don't y'all just leave me in this motherfucker in the jail for 24 hours? I swear I'm gonna whoop his ass.
Maybe, like, do you think that's why? Because of so many people who have been on death row and not gotten the death penalty, do you think that's why crime rate in jails has gone up too?
Could be.
Because a lot of the time, if they're more violent, they're more likely to get pushed up on the schedule, right?
I mean, if you're less scared of going to jail, like, you know, you're like, oh, whatever, I'll just be there. I can put in a couple of appeals and get out eventually.
They're like, I already have the death penalty.
Yeah,
like,
most of them people are put on maximum lockdown anyway. They got them in a certain population. They don't have them in gen ed like everybody else. They got them in some totally different, isolated, where they got a cell to themselves. They only let out certain ones a certain amount of time. They'll tell you, like, okay, at this time, you got gym time, where you got the whole block to yourself and just you and yourself, because they don't want no other inmates around you because of what you're capable of.
Do you think that's true with the overpopulation in the jail right now, though? Do you think that they have the space and time and measures?
Or they just send them to El Salvador, apparently.
Yeah. The jails are they overpopulated, man. Heck, I mean, shit. I mean, let's think about one of the gang members. Certain gang members, they have them in certain black sites up under the fucking jail that you don't know nothing about. That we not supposed to know nothing about, but we know it's that though. So
you know what I'd like to see? A documentary on Luigi. I want someone to go in.
There's already one. There's already one out there, but I don't know. Like
I want a real one. I want them to go in and interview him, and I want them to make a movie out of it. Because you know what? And I think it would be a good example of suppressing freedom of speech and freedom in general. I feel like it would be a good statement.
we can get
you can kill him, but you can't kill a story.
Right. You good for shooting a documentary, bro?
I want nowhere near that guy.
You don't want to sit down and just ask some questions?
you don't want to free Luigi?
No.
So you don't want to sit
Lock
down,
his ass up and throw away the key.
You don't want to sit down across from him like they do on Daily Night News and what's that, 60 Minutes, and just ask him a whole bunch of
2020.
You can't relate to having a moment of where you just snap.
No
Someone's
desire.
done you so dirty that you don't even see the point
man,
of
free
living
Luigi.
life anymore.
Don't
because
make
they've
me
done
start
so
telling
wrong.
stories.
No desire.
This ain't the right podcast for
Not
me.
me. Not me.
I got you.
I feel like the world is so messed up, and I feel like they target. I feel like they target those who can't afford to just have health care, and they're punishing the poor. And I think that he's a martyr, and like the.
Hey.
Well, speaking of killings caught on tape, has everyone seen Adolescence?
No, I didn't watch it.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, I don't
Well,
feel guilty.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna skip it because whenever we do that one, that one's gonna be one that like is that's the one.
What's
Okay.
the thing about the Epstein victim?
She was in an accident, and apparently she said that she had liver damage and had 4 days to live. So let me get her name too.
Did she die?
No, I checked to see if she was dead. She's not dead yet. Her name is Virginia Guffrey or Jeffrey. I don't know how you say it. So she was working at a spa at Mar-a-Lago in 15 when Ghislaine Maxwell approached her about doing massages for Epstein. And her father was the maintenance manager of the property. And her family had moved there from California when she was 4. So, and then they said that Epstein forced her to sleep with Prince Andrew when she was 17, and that he denied it. And there's been like back and forths and in and out of courts and things like that. Dang. So this is the young lady who was accused with not of Epstein himself, but with Prince Andrew, and it was a really big deal over there. So she said she had renal failure and was being transferred to a specialty hospital. And she said that she was ready to go. She just wanted to see her kids again, but put a post up, and then the police, they said that in Western Australia they confirmed a minor crash between a bus and a car involving a 71-year-old woman and a 41-year-old woman, and they couldn't say whether it was her or not, but there weren't injuries reported at her crash. So I don't really know what to think of it. It could be real, could be fake. I don't know.
Yeah, but
it is out there. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, she's the one who was in that picture with Prince Andrew and Maxwell. I've seen that photo before. I didn't realize she was the one in it.
Yeah, that's like the photo.
Yeah,
well,
The photo.
we just gotta wait to see what other news come out about it.
Yeah, I guess we will. I mean, if she ain't dead in a week, then you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just kind of weird news.
Yeah.
Do you think it's an attention grab, or?
I think anyone who's dying is not an attention grab. If you're dying, then I think you deserve to have your little moment and talk about what you've been through.
But like, that's the thing though. Does she know that?
Right.
And
That's
she's
what I'm
just-
saying.
Yeah.
She's just doing it for the clout. with the
Then
quick
let her.
ones.
She's dying.
No, but if she's not dying though. That's what we're saying. What if she's not dying?
Yeah. So
I just don't feel like someone
What if,
who's
what if
already.
she just?
I hope she make it. I'm not
that's
gonna
what I'm
say
saying.
I
I
hope
hope
no-
she makes
no
it.
ill will or
And
nothing
I'm
towards
praying
you.
that she's not literally dying. You know what I'm saying? So we can only see what comes from that. But I
just don't see someone who has been a spectacle from this whole entire situation coming forward and creating a new spectacle of them lying.
Hey,
right.
Some people do though. Some people do. Let's think about that for instance. Say like if you were getting so much clout off of this, right? But everything starts to kind of just die down. And maybe a year or two go away and everybody be like, oh, whatever happened to such thing. Next thing you know, poof. They're back in the limelight. They're trying to get back in the limelight. Let's take a perfect example. Gypsy Rose. We all know what happened between her and her mom. All of a sudden, she gets out of jail, right? Now she dating or married this dude that she was out of jail. Then it was, oh, she doing porno. Oh, then now all of a sudden she's doing a documentary. Now all of a sudden she's divorced this dude. You see what I'm saying? So it was like she was getting caught from that. So what better way to get back into the limelight? Because she did like a reality show for a little bit on that. So it was like, I got to get paid money.
I feel like too when she was in jail for a majority of her younger like 20s like growing up. I feel like when you are in a jail during those prime times, you live for the drama. You want to hear everything that's happening on the outside. So I think it's very realistic for her to come out of jail after.
It wasn't abnormal for her to get out of jail and then go right into media.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of a natural stretch.
But this young lady has been out of the limelight of the media for a very long time.
And
so
I was gonna say
it's a little different.
I was gonna say too, if she comes forward and lies about this, it opens up a spectacle of what else is she lying about.
Right.
And you don't want that kind of lie.
Right.
You don't want that kind of spectacle on you when you have been going to court over something like this. So I just don't see how this would be a lie.
Let's think of another person I like. Y'all know the People magazines that you see in the stand. My wife subscribes to that. So I want to say about 2 days ago, one comes in the mail. Who do I see on the fucking front cover of it? I ain't heard of this woman in like nearly a fucking decade talking about, I raised all these kids by myself. Fucking Octomom. I'm like,
Oh yeah, she's back.
what? So now she back in the limelight. She want to tell her story about how I raised all these fucking kids by myself. You're doing that shit because you need money, because you need some lime. You need the light back up on you again.
because she had a show right on TLC or something.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Come on. And then what is she? She don't look the same. You can tell she has something done to her lips, her nose, and everything. I'm looking like, oh yeah, get the fuck up out of here, bro.
You got
Come
too
on.
many kids for paying for that surgery.
Exactly.
Speaking of hot news, I just remembered something I saw that was hot news.
Yes, but
Matt Rife has a new girlfriend.
oh really?
Her name is Mariah Morse, and she is a fitness guru. Like, this is what she looks like.
And what is this guy?
Oh,
name?
wow.
Matt who?
Matt Rife. He's a comedian. He was on what's that show?
Wild and out.
Wild and Out.
Yeah.
He was the white boy from Wild and Out, the young one.
He's a kind of a dry humor.
Oh, that
He
dude.
was
Okay.
huge like 3 years ago, maybe.
he's like a kid version of Ryan Reynolds.
Maybe
Okay.
2 or 3 years
Alright,
ago, he was
okay.
huge.
But he's really known. He's like known for cheating on his partners and talking to multiple people at one time. And his
known for being a
last
slut.
girlfriend went through this giant breakup. After he also went through some controversy where he said a lot of negative things about women.
Yeah, people started to realize that a lot of his jokes and stuff was kind of shitting on women, and people were like, and his audience is mostly women because they find him very attractive. So his shows and his audience is predominantly women. But he put out a new special where a lot of it was just shitting on women, and then women started to be like, you know what? I don't know if this is that funny anymore. And then he kind of started to dip down, and now people honestly don't talk about him as much. He's not that he's not big anymore.
He's just not as big. He's not
It's-
on the same trajectory.
Oh no! Like a year or two ago, maybe about 2 years ago, he was like trending to be huge, and then that stuff came out, and then people
There
were
it
like,
is.
you know what? Women stopped buying tickets, then he's losing most of his.
Well,
audience.
it would be different if he apologized for his jokes, but he wasn't sorry.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I was like kind of watching that when it was starting to unfold, and it's almost like he doubled down.
Yeah, he did.
He
that.
did,
doubled
he
down
did.
He's
real
like,
hard.
fuck it. He's like, this is my stance on it. I'm not
Yeah.
backing down.
He's like, you think you women are the only ones who watch my stuff? Men like me too. I'm
And-
funny. I was on Wild and Out.
They're kind of
Nah,
proving
bro,
that.
like,
Yeah, it is mostly women who
Yeah.
are
It
watching
it
your
was
shit.
mostly women.
And then he was like cheating on his partners and dating, and the fact that he's still pulling like hot women who are influential, I roll.
As long as you're famous, you know.
He actually released a special, I think within the past year, where it was 100% crowd work because that's what he's like very good at. His jokes aren't. He's not a very good joke writer, in my opinion, but he's very good at crowd
No, he
work
is.
and
He
ad-libbing
is.
and talking to the audience.
Yeah.
So, and that's really how he got so popular a few years ago because so many of those clips were going viral where he would have crowd work videos. So he released a special where he had no material. He just came out and just talked to people.
He also
And that was kind of a cool concept.
He also guest starred on the most recent season of that 70s or that 90s show.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, the new season.
I tried watching that show and
they got a
Well,
90s show.
Yeah,
That 90s
but
show.
it came out right
like
when
that 70s show.
Yes,
and
it's
they
a
actually did
reboot.
a That 80s show too. I think in the mid 2000s.
Yeah,
I think
you
they did a
got-
That 80s show.
There's no I think about it. Yeah, they for
But-
sure did a.
And then they did a-
I
that
didn't
90s.
think that 90s show was bad. I thought it was a good homage to the previous that 70s show, but it wasn't like I wouldn't watch it on its own, without
Yeah,
watching
something
the
was just
70s.
off about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried watching it. I watched maybe the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then I honestly just forgot
That's
about it
crazy
until
because
you
I
mentioned
watched the first episode and I couldn't.
But I was there for Red.
Yeah,
Red
I
was
couldn't
funny
get-
the entire time.
Yeah, Red Kitty. Everyone that I liked about it was people who were from the original
Right.
show.
yeah, of course.
And then
But
it's
the
like,
new
well, then what am
characters,
I
it
watching
was like
it for?
whatever, right? So it,
Who doesn't want to hear "foot up your ass"?
but they brought back in the show Kelsey, which was Kelso's first daughter with the girl that he got pregnant. So he got a girl
I
pregnant.
thought Kelsey was his brother.
No.
Casey was his brother.
Yeah.
Casey Kelso was his brother.
Yeah, he had a daughter named Kelsey, and it was with a girl that he
So
hooked
Kelsey
up with
Kelso.
when he was broken up with his girlfriend Mia, whatever.
So-
And so they brought back her in the new show, and I thought I liked her because she's the girl who plays Thundermans, like the girl from Thundermans.
Yeah, so on this 90s show, they brought people back from the 70s show where they like supposed to be older or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we know we ain't got old boy on there because he's
In jail.
yeah, in jail, right? Hyde,
Oh yeah, right. Danny Masterson.
right?
yeah,
Yeah. So most of the main characters of the show were the children of like Eric and
Donna.
like their kids, and then but they lived in this. No, they lived in a new house, right?
No, they lived in the
They lived in the original house.
house.
Okay, they were in the original house. Red and Kitty still live there. They were obviously grandparents now. So it was kind of about them. And then the characters from the original That 70s Show would kind of pop in and out, like Kelso and Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Like they were in a couple episodes.
Donna
right?
was in the too.
Yeah, and you know,
And also they
popped in and out.
They would send the kids of those old characters to come stay with Kitty and Red for the summer.
Oh,
and it was
yeah,
about
right.
like
That's
their
what it was.
summer vacation. So I didn't like that because we got all the school drama in the 70s show. Like they were like, oh, this is where I met this person. Whereas when it was in the summer, it was like, these are your main group of people. But they did bring back the stoner from the 70s
Tommy
show.
Chong?
Yeah, and I thought that was cool. So,
Yeah,
but
he still played Leo.
it was just so random. He was just in it for like 5 seconds, and he talks to Kelsey, the daughter of them, and he's just like, oh, you're hot. And she's like, you're hot. And I was like, ew. I was like, this is a kid's show. Ew, what is he doing here?
It's not a kid show.
Steve, what?
They're smoking pot nonstop.
The 90s show was aimed for kids.
I don't think so.
Younger generation.
Because they got high in the first episode. They did the smoking circle.
Yeah, but
I think it was supposed to be.
but I mean like teenager kids.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it was for us, like 30, 40-year-olds. I think it was for
Saturday morning
like
Fox Block.
for like 20-year-olds. Like,
Right.
which is
But-
the original audience of the first show.
Right, because like say the first time I was seeing it, I was like, okay, but it's like watching South Park. South Park was, but I think I told my wife, I was like, yeah, I was like that Mila Kunis, I like her, but I was like, I don't like who the hell she with and who she married. I can't
Ashton
stand,
Kutcher?
I can't stand him as an actor.
You're so onto something. Talking about shitty reboots. Let's talk about Snow White.
Man, that's crazy.
You saw it, right?
Now,
Yeah.
you definitely don't want to talk about that because I was watching the latest clip on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And Nick, what's the main girl's name? What's the actor's name?
Rachel Ziegler.
Yeah, she was literally fucking crying, and she was tired of people harassing her every time she's out in the fucking streets because this movie is fucking just
Bombing.
Yeah.
bombing big time. They was like, don't go
Dude,
see it.
Don't get me wrong.
dude,
She did a good job as an actress.
okay, she did a good job. Okay, I'll say that.
So
I didn't
both
see
of you
it.
saw? Oh, okay.
I didn't
Just
see
you saw
it,
Okay.
but I've seen a lot of clips of it. Because I'm not gonna lie, this has been all over my fucking YouTube. Like it's just been all over.
Right, exactly.
So I was like, whatever, we're gonna talk about it on the pod. I figured. Here we are. So I'm like, dude, it's been so wild. She was a good actress, but she was such a thunder cunt. Like through the whole thing, dude. Through the whole thing. An arrogant little thunder cunt, dude. That was your second Hollywood movie and you're just gonna act so arrogant, man. It just it's asinine. The way she threw the old Snow White under the bus, like the old movie, just hardcore
Exactly,
dragging it through
yeah.
the dirt. Like, dude, even the interviews that she was doing with the old girl, what's her name? The girl who played the Wicked Witch.
You talking about Gail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she was doing interviews with her, like she was completely like dismissive towards her, like throwing her shade hard as hell right there on camera. It was just completely disgusting, and that's what did it, man. Her image, the way she put her image out there, that she is a big reason why that movie bombed.
So you seen the movie, right?
I seen the movie and I got a lot of points to get across, but I'm going to comment on that really fast. She had just had the Hunger Games movie come out.
Yeah.
When she was already filming.
Oh, that's what she's from.
She was already filming this movie when the Hunger
She's
Games
from
movie
that
came
movie
out.
and the,
So she's
the
riding on the
second,
hype of how well her
Shazam
movie, the Hunger Games movie had gone.
Shazam.
And then all of a sudden the topic shifted from, wow, this Hunger Games movie is really, really good. I feel like it's not talked about enough because it was so good, to she's now starring in Snow White and she doesn't even like Snow White. And so she immediately went from an incline to her being one of the top actresses because of this movie to a decline because she's hating on Snow White and she's in this movie. So she's not upset that people are hating on the movie. She's upset that she's being portrayed negatively because of this part that she's playing when she had just been hyped and was on an extension.
She's not being portrayed negatively because of that. It's because of her specific attitude, who she is as a fucking person. Yeah. She showed how she handles pressure. She acted like a fucking cunt in front of everybody, and it was recorded everywhere. Yeah, I've watched those interviews because I was like, man, why are they? Because I seen they were going to take her $120 million away from her or whatever, and I'm like, nah, that's bullshit. Like they shouldn't do that. And then
Why were they going to take the 120 million away?
Because the movie's bombing so hard and they want their money back. And then that's been a whole big thing. And then that made me curious. Why are they going to take her money away? Now I really want to know. And then I started seeing how
she
much
got paid 120 million.
Well, yeah, they're going to take her shit back.
She got paid 120 million?
Because she was being so, like, she was just throwing Disney under the bus like hard as shit. And then like this whole thing with like she was wearing the dress for $18 an hour, so she needs to be 18 hours, so she needs to be paid for every hour. Yeah. And she was like just throwing shade at Disney.
That's a lot of money.
She was throwing shade at Disney hard as hell.
Here's my thing with. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I mean, because real quick, they was expecting the box office. They was expecting to make like 300 and something.
At least like 380. They were projecting
off the movie, and they didn't gross that back there. But you seen the movie? Please elaborate, because.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that. First of all, she's a talented actress.
No, she's good.
But all she does in the movie is sleep and clean and sing. We've seen her sing in previous movies, and the songs that she's singing, it's not even like the ones that are just by herself. They're like, I wouldn't really listen to that again. But when it's like the working song where they're all cleaning in the cabin, where it was like the dwarf singing,
Whistle
I was like,
while you work.
Yeah, the whistle while you work. Yeah. I was like, okay, whistle while you work. I was here for it, right? But all the other songs where it was like her and the love interest, I just wasn't here for it because, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, close your ears. This is a little bit of spoiler alert, but it needs to be said. The beginning of the movie, the guy gets caught stealing food. She catches him in the kitchen stealing food, and she goes, "Why are you taking that?" And he's like, "Well, don't be a bitch. Like, we're hungry." He takes the food, and she's like, "Well, why don't you just tell the queen?" And he's like, "Who are you, the queen's daughter?" like we don't just tell the queen this stuff, right? And she's like, "Well, I'm gonna talk to her about this." So she goes to talk to the queen about it, and the guy gets caught with food, and she's like, "No, he's just trying to do good." And the queen's like, "Oh, he's trying to do good? Okay, tape him." Or strip him down, make him naked, and stand on the fence and tie him to the fence so he can die out there of starvation and hypothermia. Damn. They tie him to the fence. They just tie his arms together through a lamppost behind. He's not even naked. He has like a full outfit on, and it's the middle of the day and it's warm outside. I was like, hypothermia.
This is Snow White?
Yeah, and so... Sorry,
I didn't see none of these clips.
Did they switch? did they switch some stuff up from the original?
Clearly,
yes, they did.
They switched a lot.
And Snow White comes out to sneak. She sneaks out to come free him. So she frees him by pulling on a string, and it just falls off while she's singing a song about how she's like, "Oh, you're kind of cute." And so then he's like, "Come with me, come explore the village," and she's like, "No, I'm okay." And she goes back in the castle. It's so dumb. It's like the stupidest song ever. And then the queen finds out that she let the guy go. And she's like, "Why did you do that?" And she's like, "Well, because why not? He's just trying to do good." So the queen goes to her mirror and she's like, "Who's the fairest of them all?" And he goes, "Well, Snow White's the fairest of them all because she set free this guy." I'm like, "Oh, you mean she untied a string that could have come apart on its own?" Okay.
A G-string.
It was just the whole plot. They could have executed it way better, but they wanted to execute it in a way where they wanted it to be a musical and sing as they do it, so it came across theatrical instead of like a movie. And I think that's what people are hating on the movie. It's just so like ha ha ha, like that's a joke. Is this April Fool's Day? Because this is a joke. This is not a good movie. The Queen did an excellent job, and I like this is like kind of like a hot take, and maybe like I can't understand this. She has a really thick accent, the actress. So a lot of the Queen's like lines.
Rachel Ziegler?
No, the Queen.
Gail.
Oh.
Her lines were very slurred together in some parts where she has to like elaborate every single word like this, and this is how the script is coming across in an accent, and it's like it drags out the scenes and it can't smooth together. And I'm not trying to be critical like that, but it didn't flow with the movie, and I was stuck on every word that was being presented. But she did a good job as the character. The Queen did. The whole plot was stupid. I did like the dwarfs though. I thought I was gonna hate the dwarfs, but I liked the dwarfs.
What was the plot? What did they change up?
So she's not supposed to be a damsel in distress, right?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
She's basically the hero, the heroine.
Yeah, and that
the guy gets locked up in the queen's dungeon. Like she goes, "Please go, like save your friends." She's like, "Take my locket."
That was
and
another
he grabs
thing.
the locket, and he's like, "I will." Immediately gets caught by the queen.
Well, that was another thing that like she was talking about before the movie came out. She's like, "Oh, this one's totally different, and we don't need love in this one. I'm a strong, independent Snow White," and she was talking all that good, stupid nonsense before the movie even dropped, and people were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
So we changed up from the classic where the prince is supposed to kiss Snow White.
He does kiss her, but he's locked up in the basement. And the evil queen uses the locket she gives him.
Yeah.
The evil queen uses the locket she gave him
It's
to
supposed
save
be
empowering.
everyone.
And she uses the locket to trick Snow White into eating an apple.
They shit all over Walt Disney's
And so
dream.
then the guy sitting there, the huntsman who didn't kill her, is locked in the basement and helps this guy escape.
Is this a
Then
Disney
he
movie?
goes, yes.
Okay.
She's talking about Snow White though.
No,
the stupidest
because Snow White isn't a
movie.
Disney story. Snow White wasn't originally told by Disney, I don't believe, right?
Yeah, dude,
Or was-
that's Walt Disney's
Is that
baby.
what,
bro.
what movie is that?
It's
Is
like-
it Cinderella? That's not a Disney
Yeah,
story.
it's like Cinderella or Rapunzel.
Okay.
Rapunzel.
Or Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snow White was Walt
original.
Disney's that was his baby. That was his
That was his baby. That was the first Disney like animated movie.
exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was the first cartoon
And it
movie
just-
ever. Was Snow White.
Right.
He kisses her to wake her up, and she wakes up and he's like, "Oh my God, we've been in love this whole time." The entire movie was about her being like, "Oh, I don't love this man, I'm independent." Then he kisses her and she's like, "I'm so in love with him," and they just start making out on screen.
I think that whole movie was disrespectful to like the classic itself. I think it was completely disrespectful, completely off par, and I think that's why it's bombing, is because it was just completely like rubbish compared to what it was supposed to be.
I
You
want
know,
to post
they shit all over what Snow White
And
was.
okay, so I haven't seen those like Snow White and the Huntsman movies or whatever that came out in the
Those
past
are
like 10
way
years.
better.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, didn't those do really well? So why
Were
like,
those Disney movies as well?
No. I know they weren't.
No,
No.
they weren't Disney movies. That was just one with
weren't?
Chris Hemsworth, Charlize Theron, and
It's like-
Kristen, old girl that played in Moonlight.
It's not
know-
it's not
They're
a
not
Snow
gonna
White
let
movie.
that-
It's a rewrite. It's a rewrite. It's a
I don't think
different.
they're gonna let
it's-
that name just slide like that. Disney.
I don't
so
think so.
Charlize Theron was those
Yeah.
movies, the Snow White.
and
so
then you
it's
got Chris Hemsworth.
so it's based on the Snow White by Brothers Grimm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. So it's Snow White is a Brothers Grimm story.
Exactly.
So it's not just like created by Disney,
Right.
but
There
it's
you go.
But-
There you
But
go.
Snow White was
yeah.
Disney's baby.
So
It was
it's-
Disney's baby. It was
Yeah, that's
just
like
Brother Grimm story.
Rapunzel is Brothers Grimm.
Yeah.
Easy. Now that movie was actually good. The Brothers Grimm. I did like that movie. That movie was like on point. So
I'll have to
that's
watch
old.
that. I haven't
that's
seen that.
That's an old school movie. It got Matt Damon and Heath Ledger.
Okay.
They're playing Brothers Grimm.
Oh, that was the other thing. I'm sorry. They have the guy. He has a posse. So you have the 7 dwarfs, and then he has like 7 people that he travels with. So in one scene, you have like 14 people in one room hanging out and talking to each other. And you have the dwarfs who are tiny and the people who are huge. And it just looks off while you're
So-
watching it. And it just,
Snow White didn't need rescue. It was the prince that needed to be rescued.
no. And the prince didn't even rescue her. The dwarfs came to her rescue and put her to the side. And I was just like, this is so dumb. But Dopey,
So dumb.
they captured Dopey's little innocent heart so well. I loved Dopey in the movie. I was like,
They had
that-
the big ears.
he had the big ears, but Dopey doesn't talk in the movie.
Do any other
Yeah, he's not
dwarfs
supposed
talk
to.
in the
He doesn't talk at all. He can't
Yeah,
even
Grumpy
whistle.
talks, doesn't he?
And he gets mad and
Yeah,
he
Dopey didn't talk in the first
every
one.
other
And Doc talked.
every other dwarf talks except for Dopey.
Yeah,
So
Dopey
then
ne-
Dopey can't talk, but here I'm getting there. Dopey can't talk, so she teaches him. She's like, "Well, if you need a better way to express yourself, you should whistle. Whistling is great." And that's how, like, I hated that whole conversation. Like, she was like, "Whistle like this, copy me, because you need to have yourself heard." And so he starts whistling, and that's how the Whistle While You Work song comes into play. I liked the song. I didn't like the build up to it. But then at the end of the movie, Dopey's like, "And that is why children," and blah, blah. He just starts talking out of nowhere. I was like, what the heck?
Dumb as hell.
It was so dumb.
So what? Disney ain't getting your money back off this. You better think of something else.
So I found out that she made $1 million off that, but Disney lost, is on trajectory of losing $115 million.
Yeah, they want their money back.
They were projected for
They want
86
their
million
money.
opening weekend. They got 43 million.
wow.
So
Yeah, because they saying that this was.
the lowest live action remake of all
Yeah.
time.
As it should be.
I hope they don't
Dumbo
fuck.
was the
Yeah,
record
Dumbo.
holder.
I
Number
hope
2.
they don't fuck Pocahontas up when they make that.
But they can't put all the blame on her, right? They didn't hire
No, they
any dwarfs
shouldn't.
to play the dwarfs.
I'll thank you, because that's what I was going to bring up just next. Was they did not hire? That's dumb. That's
It
7.
was all CGI.
That yeah, it was all CGI. That's 7 roles that they could have gave to actors. Like,
Who are
dude, and what other movie are they gonna have where you're like they have that many roles to give to those actors?
Yeah.
I thought that was so disrespectful that they just, because at first they had those the footage of when it was all like indigenous people. It was all people of like different race and gender and whatever, and then they changed that to CGI after they had footage of that already. They made it all CGI.
What's my guy's name that played in Game of Thrones?
Tyrion?
Peter Dinklage.
You couldn't get him to play Grumpy. I mean, Dot
Right.
or Grumpy.
So it
Right.
looks like there were actually at least two little people. Grumpy was played by a little person, and it looks like maybe Sneezy was as well. And
Yeah, like with the suits.
and then I'm honestly just going through IMDb and looking at these
It's all a
people,
bunch of nonsense.
and they might be the only two.
But I'm just saying that's 7 opportunities for people who
And the
don't get
CGI looked
opportunities
terrible.
normal,
The
right?
CGI looked terrible. I'm sorry. I think those doors look ridiculous.
Not they look ridiculous, but I love Dopey. He's
They look
just so
ridiculous.
cute. I just
They
want
look
to squeeze his
so
cheeks.
ridiculous.
Did they sing their classic song?
This whistle while you work.
No. Hi ho.
Yeah, they do.
It's off to work we go.
Yes, they did, and that scene and that song was amazing. That was entertaining to watch because they work in the mines and you get to see them go to the mines and all the stuff they're mining is like rainbow crystals. So there's like color everywhere on the screen and they're having their little bickering fights and
See, it seems like
so
that's cool to
cute.
see on the big screen.
Yes,
like, seems
that
like
was
that,
so
like those
cute.
those huge, vivid colors come to life. Those are
Now,
cool to see
I
on the big
think I
screen.
would have loved to watch a movie of just the 7 dwarfs and how they came to be there and their history.
Their
why
origin
they-
story?
Yes, their origin story. I would have
would've
loved
been,
that.
That would have been a better story.
Versus like the Snow White remake. I'm like,
Yes.
That's
Snow
like-
White remake, 7 dwarfs.
I mean, you think
Yes.
about it. What's the movie Maleficent? They retold Sleeping Beauty, but they retold it more about like her. Like, okay, at first she was we all know her as an evil ass queen, but now it came
Maleficent,
out to be
right.
like, okay, now I can see why she became evil. You basically cut her damn wings off because you was supposed to be her friend, but you became the king and everything. All right, you know what? Now I'm gonna get you back.
See, this is what I mean by like, if I want a reboot, if I want a connection to something that's in the past, I don't want you to redo the original. I want you to help us figure out why it was so great.
Right, that makes sense.
And they don't do that. They just want
Origin
to keep
stories-
repeating
origin stories are
original
great. Like-
moments.
An origin story of the genie would have been cool. I think.
Now,
Yes.
that would have
You
been
know?
excellent. I didn't watch it. Just simple fact is, I was like, Will Smith. I'm sorry, fucking Robin Williams. There will never ever be nobody compared to him to play the fucking genie. I'm sorry, Will. I don't even know why they cast you as a fucking genie. Really?
Genie.
Come on.
That was
man.
a weird fit.
Yeah.
It was alright.
I thought
And
he
then,
was hot as Genie though.
And then
I liked it.
And then what's
I
my
seen
girl?
that. That was alright. I'm with you.
The
It's
chick
alright.
that played
I like the
in
songs. They updated the songs.
Songs were good.
I see here. Old girl that played in a recent movie, Smile 2, the leading actress.
Yes.
She played Jasmine.
Jasmine.
And I was like, hold up, you not Arabic? You what the-
Okay, but I will say they did a lot of woman empowering in that movie. And I liked how they rewrote it to like where she was like, oh, I'm going to save myself. And they gave her more of a head screen versus Aladdin. They're like, we've seen Aladdin. We need to see more of Jasmine. I liked that they did that approach. Could they have been better? Yes.
Well, in the series, Aladdin, Jasmine was kind of a badass. I have to admit that.
She was so hot.
You know what I'm saying? But
So hot.
like,
Fine.
you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, so you gonna redo some movies. We already know that we got Pocahontas in the work. We know I think next month Lilo and Stitch comes out.
I want a Moana.
Oh, they're working on that.
What about a
because
Mulan? Are they doing that?
They already did Mulan.
Yeah, they did.
They did?
And it was good.
Damn.
It was
Shows how much I watched.
It was
Disney movies
actually
nowadays.
I seen that one, and that was actually good.
I ain't seen that one yet.
But the
Yeah,
Moana,
2020.
they're actually working on it, and The Rock is actually playing his actual character.
As he should.
So I'm like,
I
okay,
love
that's cool.
Moana. Maybe it's because I'm from Hawaii, but I love
Yeah, no,
Moana. Okay.
And I'm like, it is what it is.
Now let me get
man.
this straight. Do not do a Frozen live action.
Oh really?
Do not.
Oh really?
I'm
I
not
don't want
here
to
for
hear no
that.
let it go
Yes,
no more. You know
we're
what
sick
I'm
of
saying?
it.
They got Frozen on Ice. It'd be alright.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else that you guys seen? I'm gonna skip Good American Family too as well.
Oh, can we put that on? Because I'm watching that right now.
Are you watching that
Yeah,
right
I'm
now?
watching that.
Has
Yeah.
anybody started watching Yellow Jackets? Or
I said I was going to.
I'm all caught up.
No, I can't.
You're all caught up?
Yeah.
I
Wait,
said I was going to, but I can't.
Well, there's another one coming out tonight.
I
I was
can't
gonna
get
say,
into
yeah, I
it,
didn't see the
man.
one this week yet.
I just can't get into.
You didn't
it.
like Yellow Jackets?
I just can't.
tried?
I can't
What
do
what
it.
what threw you off? Too slow, or you didn't like the supernatural stuff?
I think it's the supernatural stuff.
Okay.
I'm like, man, just kind of. I was like, I'm done.
I think
There's
next week.
definitely weird stuff that happens.
Next week? What we're gonna do is we're gonna have you guys give like the synopsis of the review the last episode.
Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, so we can. Yellow Jackets will be a
Well,
weekly.
I think it's episode 9 tonight.
Yeah,
right?
might as well wait till we finish because next week is the season finale.
We're not gonna get episode 10 till after we pod next week.
So 2 weeks.
Wait.
Did
Episode 10 's
A
the
week from
last.
today is the season finale. of
Did you
Yellow
guys
Jackets.
finish up Paradise?
No, I'm on episode 4, I think.
Yeah.
Can I actually?
Oh, there's a new show I want to talk about actually. When you're done.
So what we'll do is, I mean, as far as Yellow Jackets go, you don't want to. You said because it air like tonight that
So
it airs.
tonight is episode 9.
So it's just bad timing. That's all.
Yeah, next week while we're potting will be episode 10. So really, we should probably talk about it in like 2 weeks.
Okay, so the
then
season
the season
finale.
will be
Okay,
done with.
I
But
do
hey,
want to make sure that we
We should just watch that last episode together.
We could, but you haven't seen it yet, right?
That's okay. I can't, well, because I'm still stuck on the last season. I haven't finished the last season. I'm like 3 episodes behind, but you know what's really hard to get over? She goes to the lake house or whatever.
Careful with spoilers because he's
I'm
in like
stuck
season
on
1.
that right now because it felt really overwhelming.
You good? Because I ain't gonna watch no more. But I just can't
it felt
get
really
into it, man.
overwhelming to me. And I was like emotionally, I had to detach myself for a little bit and come back to it, but then I never came back to it.
This
So I
is the
have to
current
finish
season
it.
you're talking about?
No, the
No.
season before. The one
Season
where they
2.
go to the lake. You know what I'm talking about? And they're all in the same room together. I stopped watching at that exact moment because I felt overwhelmed. I was like, there's a lot going on right now. I need to take an emotional break. And then I was going to come back to it, but I just never came back to it. So I still need to go back and watch, I think, like the last 2 episodes, 3 episodes.
I say go for it because it's awesome that they already got season 3 started. You can
Yeah.
just go right into it. You don't gotta wait.
I know.
Like, because they always do that shit at the end of a season.
What is that on, though?
Cliffhanger.
I feel like-
Showtime.
Showtime. Okay, yeah.
What? The Yellow Jackets?
Yeah.
I watch it on Paramount.
Right. Okay. So Paramount bought Showtime.
Look,
So
dude, I don't know what you're
Paramount.
talking about.
Yeah, they did.
Got
and
it.
then Good American Family. Next week we can come in and hopefully we can all get caught up on that and then
sounds
Adolescence. If
Please
we
watch
can-
it because I'm already like 3 episodes. And it's so good.
So
You gotta watch
Adolescence
Good
is only
American.
what?
4. It's only 4
episodes.
episodes, right? That we can
Man,
finish, I think. By
Good
next week.
American Family. I definitely got to watch that.
That's only 4
that-
episodes as well.
Oh,
that
also-
that just caught my attention. I was like, gotta watch that. And I know me and you, we both watch 1923.
Yeah.
And man,
I'm caught up on that.
that is getting too damn good.
I've been.
Oh man, I want to sit down and watch that. Yeah, I told the lady I want to watch that.
You got to
Are
watch
you-
the first season into the second season because if you don't,
Are you caught up on that?
yeah,
1923.
After the pod, we'll have to talk about that.
What else was it?
1923?
That goes with it.
1883.
1883.
I've been hearing.
Weren't those like pre's to Wyoming?
The prequels to Yellowstone.
Yellowstone? There it is.
Right, yeah.
I just realized
What?
Tuesday there was another rookie episode and I didn't watch it.
Oh,
because
no.
I was still dealing
Shoot.
with my car stuff.
Would you say rookie?
But no, because they released a trailer, and I don't know, it could have been an April Fool's joke, but they released a trailer of like a purge night on the rookie, where
Rookie.
everyone like there's this online troll that's telling everyone there's a purge that all crime is legal, and it's the cops trying to shut everyone
your
down
show.
from the purging. And so I was like, is this an April Fool's joke or is this a real episode? Because I'm so excited.
What's Up with this thing that you got on a man and wife and Cliff. What is that about?
I'm skipping that one because that's just not a really great topic. It's not really much.
Let's call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We can talk about it after the pod. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know a little bit about it too.
Wait, I do have one. I want to talk about this new show. I forgot to tell you to write it down. So this new, if you guys like competition shows, like reality competition shows, like if you watch The Mole or if you watch The Circle or if you watch Traders, Traders is really good. There's a new show on Netflix called $1 Million Secret, I believe is what it's called.
Yes.
Are you caught up on it?
No, I added it to my list. I've been watching. It's been popping up on my TikToks.
So it's like Traders where everybody's in a house together, and so I do have an issue with the premise. And after I explain it, I'll kind of explain what the issue is. So what happens is there's like 10 people, I think, maybe 12. Excuse me, and somebody randomly everyone goes to their room and they check this box, and one person randomly has $1 million in their box, and they have to try to see if they can get through the entire season with that $1 million. And if they do, then they get to keep the $1 million. Every episode, they vote out at the end of the night who they think has the $1 million. If they're right, then the $1 million gets transferred to someone else and that person goes home. So basically it's like playing hot potato. By the end of the season, whoever's got it at the end keeps the $1 million. And the people who have it try to lie and pretend that they don't have it. They do all these little games, things like this. The twist, though, is that every morning, the person who's holding the $1 million gets assigned a task a secret agenda that they have to complete throughout the day. They can choose not to do it, but if they do it, they get some sort of reward. Like in the first episode, the offer is, if you do this, if you complete this task that we give you, then your vote tonight counts as 3 votes instead of 1, like everyone else's. So they have the most influence. And the thing was like they had to hug everybody. Like during breakfast or by the end of breakfast, you need to have hugged everybody. And if you can do this, then you earn this thing. And then they tell everyone later in the day, they said, hey, just so you know, there was a secret agenda today. They don't say what it was, but they say if the person completed it or not. So then everyone's trying to think, was there anything weird? Was anyone doing any weird shit? This one guy was trying to get everybody to hold hands, but he was just trying to do it. And they're like, fuck you, that's the guy. And they're like, and the guy's like, what are you talking about? I just want to hold hands. They're like, no, that's weird.
No, that's weird.
So things like that happen. It's an interesting show. My problem with the show so far, and I'm 4 episodes in, 6 have been released so far, is that there's no actual incentive for the people to vote out the millionaire because somebody gets voted out at the end of every episode no matter what. And if they get it right, the money just transfers to somebody else. If they get it wrong, that person still goes home. So either way, someone's going home every episode.
Well, the incentive is to build allies because you could potentially get the money if you don't have it. So you want to try and get rid of people that you think would be good at hiding the money.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. There's better strategy in getting rid of people who you think are going to be competition for you, not necessarily who you think has the money.
Right.
Because if someone who everyone, and I don't want to spoil anything, but there gets to a point in one of the episodes where people have pretty much figured out who they think the millionaire is because they give out clues and all this stuff, and they're like, okay, it's got to be this person. But then everyone, when they're discussing at the end who they're going to vote for, they're like, even if we know it's this person, we don't have to get this person out. We like this person, but this bitch over here, we don't like her. Like, let's just get her out. So it's just kind of something where then you're
Diabolical.
like, oh yeah, that's true. So then at that point, why are we even? There's no incentive to really knowing who the millionaire is. You just don't want to have that target on your back until towards the end of the season when it gets down to a couple people. Then you want the million, but until then, nobody wants that million because then they got targets.
Right. So
It's an interesting
if I'm
show.
friends with the guy who has the $1 million, then we're on the same page. He can keep the $1 million until I can backstab him. So
Damn.
But is he gonna backstab you before you can backstab?
Right.
him?
Right. That's cold.
So
That's
it's interesting. I'm 4 episodes in. I like the show overall, but like I said, I just think they need to work on incentivizing getting the millionaire out because otherwise it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah. So in my opinion, and I was talking about this with someone I work with, they should really say like, okay, if you guys vote out the millionaire, everybody who voted correctly, gets like $5,000 or something where like there's an incentive to actually vote for who the millionaire is, not just vote for who you don't want.
But I feel like that's kind of like how these games work though. You build alliances, you try to make it to the end. That is part of the strategy. The strategy is You want to be the one with the $1 million. So what can I do? If you're just voting out every person who has the $1 million, it's a game of luck who has the $1 million by the end of the game.
But I'm saying a lot of the premise of the show is supposed to be like, who's got the million, and like they give out clues to who has the million, and like a lot of the show is based off trying to figure that out. So then ultimately, if it never matters, then why do we even have these clues? Why do we even like? Why is the person even keeping it a secret? Like at that point, just say, "Hey, I got the $1 million."
At least get like a pass where like, "Hey, you can't get me out this."
But
week.
like, here's the thing. It is a game of strategy. So like, let's say the person who has the $1 million is like, "Oh, hey, I have the $1 million," right? Then he has a target on his back. He knows he has the money. If they keep it a secret, you can use the secret as part of the strategy. Hey, I trust you, and I want us to go to the end of the game. I understand if we can't be friends all the way through, but I think us 5 would be a great pairing. Let's get rid of all the other losers who could potentially keep the money for themselves. We have a good alliance here, right? You have power when you have the secret. But if you let everyone know your secret, or if your secret gets figured out, the power's taken away, and you have a target on your back, unless you have alliance behind you. So that's part of the strategy.
You'll have to see the show. You'll have to, because some of what you're saying ends up not being the case, but I don't want to say
But
too
I'm
much.
just saying that's how I would play the strategy.
It's crazy. It almost sounds like a show that my wife watch. What's that one? My Claim to Fame with the Jonas Brothers.
Never heard of it.
You never heard of it? You never watched it? It's basically say like all 5 of us can be on there, right? And we can have a famous relative, but you got to guess out who are we related to. And it's a really, really good show. So they had clues and everything, and you got to pick and be like, okay, who do you know, or who do I know that you might be famous to? Like they had one on there where they had, I want to say, what is it? The gymnast, god dang it.
Simone Biles?
Yeah, they had Simone Biles' sister on there. They had a lady, Whoopi Goldberg's granddaughter on there.
Okay.
They had what's the one guy that did that came out, the black gay rapper?
Lil
Nas X.
They had his family member on there. They had Keke Palmer's family member on there. But you would have never guessed that none of these people was actually related to some of these people. They had somebody related to a NASCAR driver on there. They had somebody that was related to Dean Martin. I'm like, real like granddaughters.
It's like
and
4 generations
and I'm
later.
like, wow, you would never guessed it.
Is it like a competition show? Like, is there a winner? Is there a prize?
Yeah, it's a winner, but I don't know what the prize is. But the end, it's a winner, and they got like so many things, and you get to be the guest picker. And if you guess it wrong, you get sent home. That person stays. I was like, that's pretty cool, man.
Interesting.
I feel like this is giving whodunit vibes.
Almost like
The $1
that.
million secret?
Yeah, but I know there's like no one getting murdered, but like someone's going out every episode, and you're trying to make it to the end, right?
That's
If you guys don't watch Traitors, you got to watch Traitors. That's on Peacock. That's great.
Do you guys?
They have it in like 11 different countries now.
Right. Do you guys watch? So what's another show my wife watch? Masked Singer. Y'all watch that?
Yes, I do. I love the Masked
I don't watch
Singer.
any singing
She watched
shows.
that, man. I'll be
can't
looking
do
like
those.
the one last night. There was a guy dressed up in a cupcake.
I didn't watch
outfit.
the most recent episode, but you can spoil it for me because it's fine.
Man, these people said it was who did they say it was last night? I was looking like, no. One person said they thought it was Shaq. I was like, hell no, that ain't Shaq. Right? One person thought it was another rapper. Oh, one person thought it was MC Hammer. I'm like, no, that ain't no damn MC Hammer. Then this and that. My wife was like, who do you think that is? I was like, babe, you can hear his voice through it. I was like, that's Method Man. And boom, sure enough, when he took it off, it was Method Man. I'm like, come on, man.
You don't have to like singing to like the show. It's about trying to figure out who the actor or actress is. It could be, there's people on there who can't sing for shit that go out there and they sing. You're just trying to figure out who the person is.
They had Cedric the Entertainer on there.
They had JoJo Siwa on there.
Yeah.
They had, what's her face? The girl from
They just had George Foreman on that guy, rest his soul.
it's not Family
R.I.P.
House.
George
What is it
Foreman,
called?
Yeah, you wouldn't like you.
What?
You would never guess. Hell, matter of fact, Tiana Taylor was on there like some episodes back, and you would never guess it. And she won the whole fucking damn thing. So it is weird, but
Tiana Taylor, is that the one who's local?
no, that was Iman Shumpert's ex-wife.
She's a choreographer,
Yeah.
and an artist and a singer.
Yeah, she's not who I'm thinking of.
So real quick, you want to get into this what's this pickle stuff that you got going on?
Okay, yeah.
Pickle.
So Popeyes released this new pickle menu,
Oh boy.
and I'll start with the most normal thing. They have fried pickles.
Okay.
Like fried pickle chips.
I like fried pickles.
And I got everything off their menu. I got everything pickle related. These were very good. I love fried pickles, but the reason I like these more than most fried pickles is because the breading on it is clearly the same breading they use for the chicken. So it kind of tasted like fried pickles with like Popeye's chicken like seasoning and stuff.
That
Get
sounds
the
fire.
It was so good. Highly recommend those. It's like $3.50. It's honestly, it's a big bag. They probably give you like 20 of these pickle chips.
How
Like,
much were
it's
they?
Like $3.50.
What?
Dude,
I'm going to Popeyes.
I'm
Actually.
going right.
It was
now.
a pretty big like sack of fried pickles, and they were good. That was the best thing I had. The chicken sandwich was a pickle glazed chicken sandwich. Honestly, if you would have not told me it was that, I would have just thought it was a chicken sandwich. There wasn't enough like glaze or whatever on it. There were pickles on it, so I knew I was eating pickles, but like it just wasn't different enough. It was still good. It's Popeye's chicken, and like it was good. But the crazy one was they have a pickle lemonade.
I'm going to try that. Was it good?
Pickle lemonade. It was.
That sounds-
I would not say it was good.
That sounds
I would not say it was good.
Drink something like that.
I would-
interesting. Yeah,
It's worth trying.
yeah.
It was
I think
interesting.
Pickle juice straight to the head. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do drink pickle juice. Like when I'm done with my pickles, like I don't drink the whole juice because it's a lot. But I'll take like a sip of it and then I'll
burn
throw it
a hole
out.
in your stomach and shit yourself.
And lowers your sperm count.
Yeah.
But no, like when I'm done with the pickle jar, I'll take a sip of the pickle juice and then I'll dump it. But I won't like drink the whole thing. But drinking this thing, I finished it because I paid for it, but I wouldn't get it again probably. But I did. I went over to my parents' house last night to pick up the baby, and I poured out one for everybody. I'm like, you guys have to try this. My dad was like, because my dad likes pickles too. He was like, actually, it's not bad. And my mom, who was like not wanting to do it, but she tried it, and she was like, actually, it's better than I thought it would be. So it's
Did it taste
interesting.
like dill or did it taste like butter
It-
pickles?
No, not butter pickles. I
Okay.
hate butter pickles.
Because you said it tasted sweet, and I was like,
It did taste sweet, but I cannot describe it in any other way than literally lemonade plus pickle juice.
You know
It's
what?
exactly what it
I think I
sounds
just
like
might
and
try it
tastes like.
tomorrow. I think I might give it a try.
I'm going after this. They close at 1 a.m. I'm
Dude,
gonna
those
get some
those fried pickles were so
out
good.
in Portage.
No, in Maryville right here.
In Maryville,
I'm
they-
going to backtrack and then go home because
Yeah, I
I'm
might
not
pick
going,
them up actually.
I'm
on
not
the way home,
going to
too.
the one in Hobart. Are you kidding me? The one in the gas station?
No, I
Heck
said the
no.
one in Portage. They got one in Portage.
Is it open again? I thought it burned down.
I think they opened it up again.
Yeah, it's open again.
Yeah.
My cousin loves pickles. AJ, go eat these pickle chips, pickle
they're good.
chicken sandwiches, drink the pickle lemonade, dog. You know you're going to love it.
The pickle lemonade, they have a chilled pickle lemonade, which is what I got, or they have a frozen pickle lemonade.
Wow. Oh wow. Yeah.
Lucas, what you got?
What do I got?
Yeah,
What do I got over here?
yeah.
Pass her around.
Albanese.
I did not know Ollie's sold Albanese candy.
Albanese gummy bears. If y'all don't know, out here in Maryville, we got an Albanese candy factory.
We sure
They
do.
have the spot where they make it right there. You can go to the spot. They got a little candy shop. Well, not little, big candy shop. You can go in there. You can get assorted flavors of not only gummy bears, gummy worms, gummy everything. You can get assorted, like what's it called, yogurt covered pretzels, all kinds of candy sweets, like anything you want.
Chocolate blueberries.
Chocolate blueberries, chocolate raisins. My personal favorite, the dark chocolate espresso beans. I love that. And pass it this way. It was good.
What,
you guys have
what's
a
what's the
favorite
other
color?
bag?
The other bag we got is Crybabies.
You don't remember these from
I'm
back
excited
in
for
the day?
Cry
this.
babies,
I've
bro.
never had those.
Those are delicious. Yeah, definitely gotta have those.
They're
after.
very sweet, so you want to suck on them very
You
slow.
know, it's funny that you say
Crybabies?
Albany's. And I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. For about 3 or 4 months, I used to work for Albany's back in the day.
Really?
Oh man,
Yeah,
you were coming home with boxes, weren't you?
something like that.
Something
you're
like
gonna,
that.
You're gonna
I'm gonna
It was like
handfold them?
I'm not
crazy.
gonna put them all in at once.
You should. Don't
it's
be
crazy.
scared.
We used to work up in there, and I'm
Don't look at them like don't. I see you with the look on your face in the corner like you smell poop. Stop.
But
those are good.
when you worked at Albany's, if you in certain spots, they would have like little samples of candy just laying out.
Crybabies. We're gonna take 6 to the head. I like them.
6.
What's
I used to-
are crybabies like jawbreakers?
No,
Is it gum on the inside?
These are soft. Yeah.
soft.
Is gum on the inside? Ugh.
Not gum.
I don't eat candy at all. So like gummy bears, all that stuff. I
The
can't eat
lemon's
any
not
of it.
good.
Trailer
Y'all
for
watch
The
that
Last
show?
of Us. Trailer for The Last of Us.
Yes. I'm waiting for the second season.
That's coming out. Oh, April 13th.
Yes, indeed.
God damn, that's like next week.
Yes, indeed.
The show is or the trailer?
The show,
the
the trailer we just watched.
And then
Hey,
You just saw it.
Ain't no way it's coming
season
out.
2.
already.
No, season 2.
No spoilers.
Can we
Hell
watch
no.
the episode?
Because I know
live?
there's a video game and my friends keep trying to tell me to play it, and I tried it and I didn't like it, but they know all the spoilers now, so I'm like, I don't want to hear
Wait,
anything.
I have a question. Can we watch it? Has everyone watched?
yeah,
Season
I'm,
one,
I'm
yeah.
caught up.
We
yeah.
should watch it.
That's
We
what I'm
should
saying.
watch
I
it.
put it on the list so when it comes out, we'll be able to review the episodes. So we'll be on a couple things that we'll be reviewing episodically would be Good American Family, 1883,
1923?
or 1923,
1923, yeah.
1923, Yellow
ends next week,
Jackets,
I think.
and yeah.
I need to watch
Black Mirror comes out next
I think
week,
it's
too.
either a
Oh,
movie
yes.
or a show called Mobland. It has Tom Hardy.
Really? I saw previews for that.
Pierce Brosnan
Yeah.
and my girl Helen Mirren in it.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Helen Mirren from
Pierce
1923.
Brosnan.
Yeah.
I started.
Pierce Brosnan's still out here doing things?
Right.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I started playing Valorant.
That's my James Bond.
Right.
You know what Valorant is? No.
What?
All right, never mind. Next
Don't
week's
forget
episode.
that. I guess the last take is don't forget that. I think the new Switch comes out. When is it?
Yes, so I have some info here on the new Switch.
Nintendo Switch 2.
Switch 2 comes out June 5th. Pre-orders start on the 9th.
Recognize.
Now, if we flash back, I don't know if you have the technology, but Cam was on here a few months ago with me. And we were talking about when the Switch 2 rumors were coming out, and Cam was saying he thought it was going to be $50 more than the current OLED. I said it would be $100 more, and your boy was right.
It was
$100 more, so it's going to be $450.
$450.
$450 for the Switch 2 for the, like just the regular, whatever.
500.
Man,
$500 for the Mario Kart bundle.
they're keeping the pimp hand strong.
So $50 more for the Mario Kart bundle, which normally you'd be like, well, that's not that much of a discount. Except the Mario Kart game is going to be $80.
oh, you save a whole $30 on a $500 fucking.
Yeah, but I'm saying games were like $60, 50,
Or-
$60.
or
Now this one's
70.
80.
Or
Yeah,
70.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
PS5 is 70 now, but I'm saying Nintendo Switch games. I think were always a little bit
Xbox,
cheaper.
Xbox Series
But-
X, and that's the games is like.
I heard
come
they
out
were going to make like
$74.
physical copies something like $90 and the digital copies
Jesus
80.
Christ,
something like that.
Did that OLED go?
That's nuts.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, it did. But so some of the specs on the new Nintendo Switch 2
Good, I
is
haven't
that
had these in a minute.
it's what?
Said I haven't had these in a
Oh,
minute.
those crybabies are good, by the way. Oh, I lost my page here. It has the ability to do 4K gaming when you dock it. It can 4K now instead of 1080p.
Yeah.
It's got a bigger screen. I think it's like an inch or two bigger. It's got 120 hertz on the refresh rate instead of 60.
Yeah.
It has so the controllers on the side, they used to be like where you kind of had to slide them into a track,
Yeah.
and that would break all the time.
Yeah.
all the time. These new ones are
now.
magnetic. They just snap on magnetically, which is nice. Plus, the new ones also have this weird feature, which I'm curious to see how they're going to implement this into games. I'm going to take some more too. These were good.
Yeah.
Is that
You're missing out.
you can take the piece that you slide off, whatever they call those things, the little
Joy-Con.
Joy-Cons. You can slide that off, put it down vertically, I guess you would say,
Like a
or
mouse?
whatever, and it turns into a mouse. So you
Dope.
can wirelessly use it like a mouse on your Nintendo Switch. I don't know exactly what games are going to utilize that, but it's just interesting because it gives all these game companies like new ideas of how to interact with your game.
Is it a new Mario that's coming out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
old new
Always.
Mario Kart. Yeah, they always release like a new. I
So
think
you
they
got
always release new
a
Mario
new
Kart.
Mario. I think you should have a new Donkey Kong.
USB-C now on top and bottom, which is nice because people hated how if you were charging it, you couldn't charge it and like rest it down at the same time because the charge cable would be in the way. So now there's a charge cable on a charge spot on top and bottom. They now have microphones built into the Joy-Cons, so you can talk with people like you've never been able to do that before. They have an accessory that you can add on. Doesn't come with it. It's a camera. Yeah, you can clip onto the top of it now. So much stuff to it. So you can like, Twitch, things like that. Or I guess the idea is if you're playing a multiplayer game with people, you can see each other. Like there's a little bubble of you in the corner. You can see each other's face.
And I think like, some of the games that we can play on the PlayStation and Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
They're making it cross-play compatible now. Like say,
cross-platform, yep.
They're like
awesome.
a Division 2. You wasn't able to play that on the old one. They bringing that out on there. I think the brand new WWE 2K25 they bringing that on there.
That's crazy.
I think Assassin's Creed they'll probably be bringing that soon. So it's kind of
all the high end games now are actually going to be playable on the Switch. Usually, like the really high end, like really graphic intensive, resource heavy games were only on PS5 and Xbox.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be the Switch 2 will be powerful enough to run all the games that the Xbox and PS5 get, which is pretty crazy. However, that also means that they're reducing the battery life. So the battery life is actually less on the new one.
Say, probably 2 hours?
I don't know if they actually released how many hours, but I think people found out that the battery size is less, or maybe they just assume because of how much more powerful it is, they didn't increase the battery capacity enough to. But anyway, so I guess it's going to have less battery life, which kind of sucks. But also, there is a new feature, which is pretty cool, where you can actually game share. Yeah. So one person, so right now we could all have the Nintendo Switch. Only one of us needs to own a game, and up to 4 other people can all play together online on the same Wi-Fi network.
Doing just like what the Xbox Series X do. I can share up to 5 times on that thing with like 5 different people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't have Xbox. I didn't know.
Yeah, so you could do that. But yeah, son, if you're listening to that, June 5th. I know you graduate on June the 3rd. Not happening, buddy. Yeah, no. 500 bones? No. You better go get a job. He already asked me. He already begged me. Dad, we got a brand new Switch 2 coming out. Yeah, get it. But you gonna have to wait on that. But it like no.
Okay, but here's the thing. My brother, growing up with consoles, he was on all the new consoles, getting them into the house. He would go into a rot for like 2 to 3 weeks. He wouldn't leave his room. He'd stay home and try all the new games.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
But as a woman, okay, I play video games.
He was a little boy.
Right. But like he was like a year younger than me, right? I had to come home to that, So remember, and he got really but he would be really depressed because he'd be in his room all the time. Remember,
depressed? You said he was playing games,
right? But
he sounded happy as hell. I think that's your perception.
No, but listen, remember to take breaks. Like, get away from the game. I know it can be obsessive and it's awesome and it's new, but take some breaks. It's important.
No, you beat it until it's not alive anymore, and then you leave it be after a couple weeks.
Yeah, you play video games,
right? Right.
Oh, beat the game. Got it.
Beat it.
Okay, sorry.
The green one?
Beat it.
I thought we were talking about Teenage Boy. Sorry.
Yeah, we were. What?
The green one's the best one.
Yeah, they're all pretty good though. I do like
Will.
Well, it looks like we're just about done. We got through everything. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, subscribe, check us out. I know I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the pod. I was getting better at that. But we are on Apple Music, we are on Spotify, we are on Amazon Music, and of course YouTube, where you can find the video. Thank you. It was a vibe. It was real. This is the panel. They call me Swill, and we will see you guys very, very soon.
Holla.
Deuces.
Holla at your boy.